Danny, welcome to Parkside. You are our new first team manager. How's that feel?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no, really excited. I think I said it in my programme notes. When a club like Aveley comes to approach you and ask you to be part of it, and you've got to look at the facilities they've got, the infrastructure they've got, like the youth and how the club's run, and the success the club's had over the years as well. It's been a well-established and well-run club for a good few years. I think when someone like that comes knocking, then you're always going to be interested.
And can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Myself, yeah, been involved in non-league football. As a youth player, I played for a successful youth side, and then played in under 18s. I've played about 500 non-league football matches.
Yeah.
I was quite loyal to Wakefield Rovers. Played there for sort of 10 seasons as captain, and then I moved around and ended up at Concord. Went in Concord as a player, and then ended up as a player manager, and then a manager. Left for a little bit to have a bit of time with family, and boys were growing up playing football, so I spent a bit of time with them and grew a business. And then I went back to Concord about 4 seasons ago as first team coach in the National South, and then 2 years as manager in the National South, and then obviously left there in the summer after Wembley and ended up at Aveley.
And now you're here straight away after we announced you. We've had 2 more coaches been added in. Can you tell us a little about them?
Yeah, obviously Lee Minchell. I met Lee. I knew of Lee through non-league football and watching him, and always a very competitive person and a winner. He came to Concord under Sammy Moore when I was coach, and I had the pleasure of coaching him for that season, and realised what a good character he was and a good person he was. The following year, when obviously Sammy left and I took the manager's job, and Lee wanted to stay, and it was a no-brainer really to keep him on board, and he come in as assistant manager and player assistant manager. Unfortunately, injury took its toll on his body a little bit that year and wasn't able to get him out on the pitch as much as we've liked, and then the following season he retired, and then he stayed as assistant manager. He left with me in the summer, which he felt was the right decision, which was good. And then obviously the minute Aveley come knocking, then I asked him if he wanted to come and be involved in it, and he couldn't wait to get started again. So Scott Wagstaff's coming with us as well. Scott was me and Scott know each other through the youth setup and EJ setups, and Scott's got a real good attention to detail. He's good on the analysis. He makes everything look pretty, which is important. Good way of getting the messages over to the players, and he's a valuable part of the team. So between the 3 of us, there's no real leaders in the team. We all pull our weight and try and do our jobs and try and prepare the best we possibly can for every game. And
just adding on to the people you brought in I think 3 new players.
Yes,
John, Joe, and
Nedge.
Yeah.
How are they? Yeah. Obviously, John's someone I've known for quite a long while as a player. John's been really unfortunate with injuries during his career at Southend. He's obviously a pro at Southend. Been unfortunate, had a mixed diagnosis of an injury that probably left him out for longer, and probably for his age hasn't played a lot of men's football or games, and he needed to get out the 23s. I think Southend recognised that. He needed to come and develop at men's football, and he's had a loan spell at a couple of clubs and from East Thurrock. But yeah, he's someone I know well, John, and I knew what he would give us, and I think you could see that today in his performance. What he brings to the team in effort and hard work and desire, fitness levels, and then he's got that little bit of quality as well when needed.
And the 2 others that made their debut today?
Yeah, Joe's someone that I nearly signed before when I was at Concord, and he had quite a good spell at Chelmsford, and then he went to St Albans, was a bit unlucky there, didn't quite get a crack of it, probably lost his way a little bit, and I think he'd be happy to say that. Needs to find his feet again, get going, hasn't played enough games this season due to various reasons. He's been in at Braintree training sort of full time, trying to get himself fit, and he was available to us, and I looked at the injury list that we had and the positions we maybe needed a little bit of support in and strengthening in, and I thought he could fit the bill, and we might have to be patient with Joe, and he'll have to be patient with us for his opportunity, but there's a good player in there, and a National South player in there, and if we can get the best out of him, then he'll be an asset to the football club.
And just going back to John quickly, I just mentioned it a second ago, but 2 games he's been involved in, 6 goals I think it is.
Yeah, he's a threat. Yeah, he's a threat in front of goal. He's got, like I say, he's got that little bit of quality that's important that you need. I think today he's got that knack of finding the right space, and when the ricochets and the ball's bouncing around, it seems to fall to his feet quite often, and he knows what he's got to do here. He's got to come work hard. It's different to what he's probably used to and where he's been playing. I think it'd be good for him to come out on loan with us, and obviously we're pleased to have him because he's had an effect in the games, and he's got to keep that doing, and he's a humble lad. It won't go to his head or anything, the success he's had over the last couple of games, and I think you could see that even in the second half. He was still working hard and pressing and hurrying for the team, and that's important because that's what we expect of all the lads.
So we're here at Parkside just off the pitch after playing Felixstowe.
Yes.
5-0. How was your view on that?
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest with you, I never normally get nervous before games, but this, to be fair, Coach Show and this game, I've been really nervous about it, and I think that shows a sign of the how I want to do for Aveley and how well I want to do for Aveley, and I want to make it successful and do well for the football club, not for me. And so I was quite nervous about the game, but I knew if we started well and we played on the front foot and we played with discipline, I felt they were there for the taking today. They got a couple of injuries and a couple of things maybe not going their way. Focus on the FA Trophy can always be a bit of a distraction. I felt if we started well and got on the front foot, got the first goal, I felt we could go on and win the game. And to come in at 4-0 is great in any level of football and any game. And to come in at 4-0 when the lights go off is a little bit worrying and a little bit disappointing. But I said to the boys, it's out of our control. There's nothing we can do about this now. So we have to bottle up what we done first half really well. We have to bottle that up and use it, and if we get the opportunity to get back out on the pitch, let's do that again second half. And fortunate enough the lights come back on, and I thought we were solid second half without any worry, and maybe could have added a couple of goals with a little bit more quality, but it's always difficult when you're ahead and you're winning.
There was a couple of stoppages today with that injury to the feet, two players, and then the lights going off without sounding like too big of ourselves. Do you think if things were just normal, we could have scored more than 5?
Yeah, I think so, maybe. Yeah, always.
Maybe stop the flow.
Yeah, it's always a break in the game. I thought the injury and hopefully them two boys are okay. They're quite a serious one. I think one's gone to hospital and the other one's going to hospital, I think. Okay. So looking at the physios, and credit to their physios and Evan and Steve, I thought their reactions were really good. And at that moment, the whole game goes out the window. Really, the safety of them two boys is important, and I felt that was the important thing, and they dealt with that. And hopefully they'll be okay and they'll make a speedy recovery. It does break the game. I thought it broke the momentum a little bit in the. I think we were pushing for that next goal as well. I thought it broke the momentum a little bit in the first half, and then obviously coming off half time, it was not much different, but an extra 10 minutes probably added to your half time, and boys start seizing up and feeling up. And but I think if the game was a bit closer, maybe first half, then it can sometimes be a problem because you can come out and they've got nothing to lose. But I was pleased with the discipline. I was pleased with the quality and seeing the job out, and got the extra goal as well.
So an eventful first game here at Parkside and a win. Welcome to Aveley from us and all of supporters and the club, and we will see you Monday with the open training session and the Q&A with yourself. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, looking forward to it. Like I say, it's been building relationships with the players, building relationships with the people that are important. You guys, the media, I think we're all vital in this journey, and if we all want to be successful, everyone's going to have to play their part, and the supporters are going to play part of that as well. We want to include them, and there's a good crowd here today. I felt, if we can speak to them on Monday and encourage them to come back, and I can't promise it's going to be 5-0 every game. Unfortunately, I'd love to, but I'll be doing my best to provide them with some entertaining and attacking football, and try and get as many wins as we can.
Perfect. Danny, welcome to Aveley, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, pleasure. Thanks you.